These are 7 huge mistakes that creators make when trying to grow on YouTube that prevents them from achieving massive success and getting views on their videos. And in this video, we're going to break down every single one of them and how you can fix it. First mistake everybody makes is listening to the YouTube growth experts. Now you gotta bear in mind that these guys only have experience in ever building a YouTube channel about how to grow a YouTube channel, which is stupid. They have no actual knowledge about how to create a real YouTube channel, whether that be a fashion channel, a technology channel, a gaming channel, a music channel, and how that actually gets growing as an individual asset on the platform. They've only ever built channels, and they've got multiple channels about how you can be a famous influencer and YouTuber, and that has always been their only experience on the platform. And that means they've never seen certain patterns in the data that actually occur when you hit certain degrees of success on the platform. So they're completely unqualified to talk about certain things at certain points. Now, sure, some of them have 1 million, 2 million subscribers, but when you look at their monthly views on like a TubeBuddy plugin, some of them aren't even pulling 1 million views per month on their channel. It's embarrassing. They're not even pulling 1 million views per month on their channel, but yet they're telling you how to grow on YouTube. Just look at some of their videos. It's like 10,000 views, 3,000 views, 100,000 views. They have no consistency in what they're creating, and they're doing something that's so consistent as a topic, which is how to grow on YouTube. Every video is the bloody same. What happens is, because my main channel, its peaks at the peak times of the year, it'll pull 25 million views in a month. So I see certain patterns in a data set that these people have never been exposed to. So they have no knowledge about what happens at certain stages in your YouTube career to then tell you on how to correctly build a channel. I know all the mistakes I made on YouTube because of the problems that have happened when we have 20 to 25 million views per month. And I think, oh, if we'd have built the channel in this way, that would have led to 100 times more revenue in this field. Whereas right now we don't have any revenue in this field because we made a mistake in building the channel incorrectly. So I know all of this because I've seen data and certain levels of YouTube that they just haven't. Same as well when you have YouTube partner managers. At certain levels, you get invited to certain different events, different things that these people have never, ever been to. They don't know they exist because they've never entered that next pitch. They're still on the non-league football, really. They've not got into professional football yet. So these people are feeding you bad information because they only know the basic level of YouTube themselves. They've never actually went into that next tier of knowledge or experience, and they're just showing you the basics, and you can soon outgrow that knowledge. And also it's the danger of following that knowledge for way too long that means you just become dead generic like they do, and you never ever hit the height of your career that you possibly could. Another thing you have to bear in mind when it comes to these YouTube growth gurus is they're going to feed you outdated YouTube growth strategies because they have online courses that they're trying to sell. So I have, full transparency, a YouTube course about how to grow on YouTube. I literally took 6 months to make it. We just launched it about literally like right now, it just dropped. And this course does take you through, it's a YouTube roadmap to success, takes you through everything I did to get 100,000 subscribers in about 12 months. And then also all the other channels that I ran prior to that channel and everything that I learned, how to monetize it, how to structure brand deals that can be in the excess of $30,000, how to avoid talent management, all of the things that these people have never done before. They will have never signed brand deals of such echelon and tier because they're not that important on the platform. So inside that course, I talk about all of that, and also we keep it up to date. It's got live stream, it's got a private community, and also we keep it all up to date all of the time. So I'm always adding new things as I'm learning. But these people have growth strategies where they've made courses back in 2014, 2015, teaching you how to rank videos on old growth strategies that just do not work anymore, like search, all these traffic sources that nobody uses. Only about, I think, less than 20% of the views on the YouTube platform come from search. So why are you optimizing your videos with keywords and all this type of crap? You should be optimizing for the human, for browse, etc., where it's optimized for the people using the app, where all the views actually come from. So they're going to teach you rubbish old growth strategies because they have a huge library of courses that they're selling on their website that they don't want to make out of date because they'll have to make new ones and update them, which will cost time and money. So they're going to tell you crap that you're going to follow, subscribe to their online courses, and then you're going to wonder why your channel isn't working. You'll think it's your fault, but it's actually the rubbish information that you're consuming on the internet. So you need to make sure that you're consuming high quality information, either from a guy like myself who actually has successful channels that are completely unrelated to how to grow on YouTube. This is just something that I do now because I want to actually show people how to do it properly, because it's a huge passion when it comes to, I'm so obsessed with YouTube. I just want to talk about it. And then also even top influencers who say, like Mr. Beast, they go on podcasts and they talk about what they're doing in their content strategy. You can learn more from those interviews than any rubbish you'll learn from a top 10 tips YouTuber style thing that you get from some of these other channels that exist. Next, let's talk about affiliate marketing and how every YouTuber goes about this incorrectly, and it's because of the growth gurus telling them how to make money on YouTube. Now, fundamentally, people will tell you how to rank videos in YouTube search and that you should make videos about products that you like, products that you're using. We'll leave links in the video video description and you'll make passive income. Now what you need to bear in mind is no video on YouTube or on the internet is truly evergreen. So what a scam or a lie that you'll be told by all these growth gurus is build out every video. You're just one video away from success, which is a lie. You're not. You could get 1 million views on a video and then your next video could do 2,000 views because you accidentally got 1 million views and you didn't actually intentionally do that. So you're never one video away from changing your life. That's a complete lie. But what they'll also tell you is your every video is a content library and you're building up a big library of evergreen content, and that's an asset that will make you passive income. Again, passive income is also a lie. But when it comes to what they're talking about with that evergreen content, it's just fundamentally not true, and they've got it wrong and incorrect about what asset is actually compounding and is evergreen. So every single video you make on YouTube has a shelf life, whether that be a week, a month, 6 months, 6 years, 5 years, 12 months, 18 months. There'll be a point in time where that video expires and is no longer relevant information for someone to consume. So it fundamentally isn't evergreen, because evergreen lasts on forever. Your greenhouse is dying, mate, at some point, no matter how many times you water the plants. Dreadful analogy, but you get my point. The videos will always expire at some point. But what won't expire is the viewers that watch the content if you grow the audience correctly. So the videos have a shelf life and they are not evergreen, so they are not the compounding asset. You could have 2,000 videos on YouTube, but only 100 of them are actually being watched because they're in date and relevant. The rest of them are out of date, nobody's watching them. Whereas if you've grown a channel correctly, the audience that have watched those videos that have expired and were from the past, and you've now got new videos and you're uploading, they're still with you. The videos are dead, the audience is still alive. So the audience is actually the compounding asset over the period of time that you're growing out the channel. So they are the actual evergreen part of the content, not the videos themselves. But what they'll talk about is how you can make videos, do affiliate marketing, and make passive income with the links in description. The main thing they try and get you to sign up to is Amazon affiliates. That's because they usually have an affiliate link in the description where they get like $5 or something stupid as a bonus if you signed up to the affiliate program. So if you sign up to Amazon affiliates, what happens is you'll get a degree of percentage of the products that you'll recommend. So that'll be 1%, 2%, or anything up to 10%. Now, depending on the category of product, that will dictate what the percentage is. So technology is about 3.5%, beauty and makeup and stuff like that, and fashion's like 10%, tools is around 6%, and gaming is 1%. So if you're selling video games or any gaming related products, even if it is a headset or a mouse and keyboard tech product, it gets categorized as a 1% product. So you make no money, mate. So what happens is these guys will show you how they're making £100,000 per month commission on Amazon, which is true, they probably are, but the amount of products they have to shift is probably in the excess of 8 to 10 million pounds worth of revenue for Amazon for them to make that 100K a year, which is at that point stupid. You may as well be funneling this traffic over to your own products, whether that be physical or digital, so you can actually make the full margin on it rather than a tiny 1%. I only make 1% on Amazon on average. We sell mostly gaming products because I'm a gaming YouTuber. So although I'll sell a headset, there's nothing different between a technology headset where I should get 4% or a gaming headset, but because Amazon categorizes it as a gaming product, I get 1%. So it's a waste of time. I sell an $80 headset and get 80 cents. I ain't getting a Lamborghini off of 80 cents. I'd have to sell, I don't even know how many I'd have to sell to even make $80. But off the top of my head, it'd be ridiculous. 100 units or something, I don't know, but it'd be ridiculous. So you have to sell a stupid amount of volume to make any decent amount of income. Even us at 25 million views per month, I don't even count the Amazon affiliate income as something considerable. It just pops in my bank account and I don't even notice it. I'm like, oh, cool, whatever. So it's a waste of time affiliate marketing in this pragmatic way that people teach you, because you get a terrible percentage of the physical product you're selling, and also people are so intelligent at buying now, they don't use your link in description. They'll go and research themselves and find a deal, find the best price. You might even be making videos for kids that are like 16, 18 or whatever. They don't have the buying power in the household. They might not even have a credit card or an Amazon account. So they don't use your link. They use your link and then they go buy it on their mom's iPad. So this way of selling is so 10 years ago, which is again what the gurus will teach you and sell you on a course on how to affiliate market, because people will watch the video, click the link and you'll get a percentage. The amount of people that will convert on that link is absolutely tiny, because the buying habits have changed and evolved so much on social media, and people look for a deal. They don't just buy it straight away with the link that you've provided. So that means when it comes to affiliate marketing, the clever thing to do is to actually sell software. So don't sell physical products. This is a huge mistake. Instead, you want to sell services or software where you can get recurring revenue. So we sell stuff on Amazon, we get 1% of the sale. Ain't making any money, mate. You're broke. You're broke. You can't even put food on the table. Whereas if we're making videos about software, a lot of the time these software give you 30 to 40% revenue on a monthly recurring basis. So that means you can make tutorial videos about software, so you have to buy loads of rubbish products and have them coming in your studio and then have to put them on eBay and sell them. So you haven't got all this inventory of stuff that you got to buy, so you don't need to outlay any cash. Literally maybe spend 400 quid on some software and you use that software anyways in your business. Then you make loads of tutorials about it. And a lot of the time these software programs might even offer special sign-up links, like get an extended 90-day free trial, or use the link below and save $100 on your blah, 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 blah when you sign up with the creator's link. So that gives the viewer an incentive to actually convert on the link and product that you're sharing. But then this time you get recurring revenue. So you get 30 to 40% every single month. So somebody might sign up on like a couple $100 monthly subscription to some software, and that one customer might end up being worth maybe £300 across a 12-month period versus 80p or 80 cents if you're American selling a headset on Amazon. It's the exact same amount of effort to sell a headset for $80 or a piece of software for 30% commission versus 1% commission. It's still the same video. So I would, if I was a new YouTuber and starting again, I would look at all these business models and actually do a completely different channel. Yeah, I've got the technology channel. I get millions and millions of views. I go to cool events. It gets me lots of attention, which is great. But it costs a crap ton of money to host and run the channel because of how much products we have to buy to make the videos, but then also how little commission we get for selling those products if people actually buy them because of me. So it's just not really worth our effort. Versus doing a software video where it's hardly any outflow of cash other than editing costs with my editing team, and then we get 30-40% of that huge digital product because there's massive margins in it. So that is the future of affiliate marketing that none of them tell you about because they don't want you to know about it, because they want to be making all the money on it and then in 3 years time make a course about how you do it, and then it's too late because they're on to the next thing anyways. So that is the main pitfalls when it comes to affiliate marketing, and also the solutions and mistakes. Over optimizing my content made my YouTube growth journey much harder than it needed to be. So I'm hyper obsessed with analytics and making sure everything's absolutely perfect and also systematic. So then that way, if something pops off and went viral, I know why it went viral. It's got nothing to do with keywords. It's got nothing to do with ranking your videos in search. It's got nothing to do with what everybody else teaches you. There's certain fundamentals and statistics that contribute to a video's success. And I was so hyper obsessed with tracking what those were that there was a degree of over optimizing the content that actually made it just more difficult to produce videos that didn't really fundamentally matter. So you make your YouTube video, and the key stats that you want to care about is your AVD and AVP, which is your average view percentage watched, like what's your watch retention on the video, and also your CTR, which is the click-through rate. These are the two metrics that you only really need to care about. Beyond that, keywords, etc., doesn't really matter. Now, I was hyper obsessed with chasing 60% and above watch retention on all my videos. Mate, we were scripting videos out word for word. Word for word, we were filming a ridiculous amount of B-roll, pacing on the videos, text on the videos, After Effects, Adobe After Effects, special plugins, special background music. Try this, oh, let's film it here, then film it here, and then film that line there. Stupid. Honestly, it took ages to script something out, took ages to film it, and then also the footage organization from either my perspective or the video editor's perspective was just a nightmare. It was just so slow, the overall workflow. And what I found was, yes, the average view watched was very important, but over optimizing this actually had a negative impact. So you would lose relatability with the viewer because your content was so fast paced, it was so Mr. Beastified. You were just another sausage factory generic influencer that was on their screen that I don't care about. I would even say to my dad, I'd say, oh, it doesn't matter, we'll edit that bit out because they don't care about me anyways. They only care about the product I'm talking about. That was literally how I was thinking, which was correct. That was correct. They didn't care about me. They cared about, the content, and obviously that's why it was getting views. But that was bad from a long-term perspective of actually growing a real audience where you can go, right, we've got all these viewers now that we can sell something to, or we can bring them into this and they'll follow me on the journey if we pivoted content, because they didn't really care. They only cared about me for the Xbox controller or the laptop that I was talking about in the video, not because of me on the screen. So it was a huge mistake that we made, was over optimizing the content too much for views, i.e. if a YouTube short got 16 million views, it would have been better for it to have only got 3 million views, but had a more relatable connection with the audience versus, going super mega viral. That's what I sort of realized. So we were spending all this additional outlay of time and effort in really over planning and producing the content. And although the end products were fantastic and they achieved the results that we wanted, I also felt like the whole point of YouTube is YouTube. It is literally meant to be relatable content, and we were becoming almost too much like not like a TV show, but it was just becoming too contrived. the content that we were trying to craft, and I didn't want that to happen. Like this video you're watching right now, super relaxed. I've just got a whiteboard and I'm banging on at the camera and it's just me talking, and the high likelihood of you becoming a fan of me from this video is much higher because I'm so natural and real with what I'm saying right now. I've got mistakes in it, I've got ums and ahs, I've got things where I repeat myself, and you think, oh, that's a real dude, versus just some guy reading a script that sounds like he's just reading a teleprompter and it just sounds too rigid. So that was the problem right here. It was taking too long to produce content because we were planning it out word for word, and also the workflow when it came to producing it just wasn't natural, and I was, reading, checking the script and delivering the line, checking the script, reading the line, and it just lost all authenticity from that perspective. It was still great videos because we knew what we were doing, but it didn't achieve the ultimate goal of actually building a following online. So when people bang on about audience watch retention and all these different statistics, yes, it's very important. It doesn't need to be as ridiculous as this. Maybe aim for 30% on average, maybe a 40%er on a real banging video, and you should be all right. You're above the sort of median. You're in the median of everyone else, so you're better than everyone who's putting 19% on their videos. Yeah, so as long as you're better than everybody else, that is good enough. And then eventually people will form an attachment with you and the storytelling that you're doing within that content, not the fast-paced editing tricks that you're doing. So that will hopefully naturally increase the watch retention over a longer time scale. They expand your time horizons here of success. Over a longer period of time, that'll hopefully compound where they get more attached to you, so they watch for longer anyways, versus, you've got crazy flashy text on the screen. It's, whoa, this video, we're gonna, and you're screaming at them and they just think, use this gimp. So that is the thing right there. Next up, we've got CTR when it comes to the click-through rate. This is very, very important. The click-through rate was something I obsessed over for about 9 months, I'd say. Honestly, the amount of times I get myself down about a click-through rate. What you need to understand fundamentally about a click-through rate is you can't really control it once it's in the world, as stupid as that may sound. So you might upload a video and in the first 48 hours, it'll have, let's say, something like an 8% click-through rate, 8.2% click-through rate. And you think, brilliant, that's great, I've nailed it. Then what will happen is the content might get pushed out a little bit more, and then the click-through rate will drop. At this stage, you would panic if you didn't know what was happening, and you go, oh, we need to change the thumbnail because it's now 3.2. This is natural because as more people get exposed to the content, the less relevant the audience is going to be. So that inherently will decrease your click-through rate. And then YouTube might go, oh, we're sending this video in the wrong direction. And then it might pick back up and then it'll sort of plateau, sort of like that. So when it comes to the click-through rate, you have to be responsive to it to a degree in sort of the first couple of days of the video going live. Then after that point, it'll just sort of do what it does. And if the video gets pushed out, it gets pushed out. If it doesn't get pushed out, maybe it was a really bad thumbnail, but you'll know that because the thumbnail would have been 1.2%. You'll know that it was your fault. But the rest of the time, it's just either market timing in terms of seasonality, are the kids off school or the kids at school, so is the demand for the content right now with the age group that's watching, are people off for Christmas, are people, back in the office, all those contributing factors. But yes, but basically with the click-through rate, as long as you nail it in the first 48 hours, don't worry about it anymore, and then just move on to the next video. Whereas I just used to hyper obsess and think, oh, it's only 5% the click-through rate. What do I need to do to make it better? And there wasn't really anything I could do to make it better. It was already as best it could possibly be for that topic because it was such a hyper competitive field. That's another thing that will play a factor into the click-through rate. How competitive is the video that you're making? If I'm making a video about an Xbox controller or the new Xbox or the new PlayStation Slim or whatever, that's every tech reviewer is making the exact same video. Should you buy the new PS5 Slim? Or should you buy the new Xbox Series whatever? There's about 10,000 videos on that exact same topic. So if we're lucky to pull 5% click-through rate on that, that's probably the best we can possibly do on that video idea because there's 10,000 videos people can choose from on the exact same topic. So it's incredibly saturated the marketplace. But if we're making a video about like a guitar pedal or something a little bit more niche on my music channel, we should be at a minimum pull 10% click-through rate. That should be the minimum requirement because there's only maybe, 20 videos on that exact same topic about that guitar pedal or that tutorial or that tip or trick on that guitar equipment. So if we're not pulling at least 10 to 10.8%, then we need to change the thumbnail or we need to do something about the title on the video. It all depends on how saturated the marketplace is that you're competing. Is it generic, the content, or is it very special where there's much less people making the same video as you? So it should inherently be higher. Next up, let's talk about one of the stupidest bits of advice that I see on YouTube, and that is you need to watch more YouTube. I see some of these gurus and they're like, man, one of the best strategies for growing on YouTube is watching more YouTube to see what's working on the platform right now. This is absolute garbage because all you're gonna end up doing is just copy and pasting what other people are creating on the platform. Now, to a degree, this will work because you're just recreating stuff that has already worked on the platform, but all that means is you're just another generic person that nobody's gonna care about. So I refuse to look at other technology channels now that we're successful. Yes, when I was doing my market research onto how am I going to grow a tech channel, I looked at all of my competitors and I was like, right, they're making videos like this, they're making videos like this. Okay, I wonder why that worked. Well, maybe try making that video again just to get some data. So I'll make a similar video as that person. Then, oh, mine didn't work as well. Why was that? Okay, so I did that to a degree in the very early stages of my YouTube career because I was having to, almost like a musician, like when a musician starts performing in things, they don't suddenly start writing original songs from the off because they don't have the skill set to do it. They do covers, they learn their favorite songs, they learn other popular songs, they perform those songs live. And as a byproduct of redoing those songs, they learn how to structure a song and then they can write their own original ones. So there is a certain amount of that you have to do where you create formats and formulas that are successful on YouTube, but it's the worst advice in the world to do that as an actual growth strategy. You only do that in your market research phase when you're researching the marketplace of how competitive is this space and can I actually pierce through and beat it and what can I do that is different. That's the key factor. You research all the competitors and the crap that they're producing and then go, right, this content is rubbish for these reasons, I'm gonna do it like this. Then that way you have a USP in the marketplace. So I now refuse to watch all of our competitors for a few factors. One, it irritates me because they copy our videos. Prime example of this is I did a video, I bought the coolest PlayStations ever made, did about 1.4 million views, it was a long format, with video was up for about 9 months, 10 months, and then another channel copied it, I bought the rarest PlayStations ever made. Video is exactly the same, bloody word for word the same consoles, same absolutely everything other than like the order of the consoles appearing in the video. They just copied it because they are generic and they don't have any original ideas themselves. They're just a sausage factory producing generic fast food. Whereas I try and come up with new fresh concepts. I built the world's largest gaming PC. So again, I built the biggest case in the world, built this crazy PC in it. That was probably the best video we've ever made on YouTube. It did about 160,000 views. It could have done a bit better. I think I messed up on the thumbnail, taking full accountability for that. But watch retention on that thing was over 50% on like a 14-minute long video. Best video I've made in my entire career, in my personal opinion. But from the off, since I put my strategy in place, I always had these unique video ideas that I was trying to follow up and follow through on. I was always trying to create something that was different in the technology space that hadn't really been done too much before and try and evolve it. Another example was, can an Xbox Series S replace a gaming PC? So I made this video about, could this budget Xbox replace a budget gaming computer? No one had made this video on YouTube at that time. That video did 1 million views in a month and the channel only had about 8,000 subscribers at the time. Then follow that up a couple months later, every technology channel under the sun copied that channel. And I was just a kid with 10,000 subscribers at the time. Didn't care, they were copying everything. And the amount of videos on the internet now about how to do that replacement thing is off scale. It's off scale. And then people would accuse me of copying them. Like, check the upload date. I uploaded it about 4 months before these clowns. So I refuse to look at competitors from that perspective because one, it dilutes your originality and actually the direction of what you want to make. Because most of these influencers won't exist in 4 to 5 years time. Most YouTubers have a shelf life of about 5 years and then they become completely irrelevant. Few factors that cause that: this content stagnates, the audience outgrows them and they don't evolve with the audience. Also, they sell out too much on certain sponsorships, so they lose that trust factor with the audience because every sponsorship you do is going to, basically sacrifice a degree of goodwill with the people that watch you. And then they become irrelevant in 5 years time and blame the algorithm when it's really their own fault because their content's crap now. So basically, if you sit there watching all these competitors and, watch more YouTube to figure out how to grow on YouTube, you're just going to end up copying other people that won't exist in 4 or 5 years time. Whereas you will, hopefully, if you build your channel correctly because you've built it original. So yes, they might be getting more views than you right now, or they might copy one of your video ideas and get more views than you right now. But it doesn't matter because in 4 or 5 years time, you won't even remember who they are. There'll be some other channel that you hate that you're thinking about. I can't remember who that channel is. So don't waste your time consuming energy on those channels, both from a frustration perspective, but also learning what they're doing, because the truth is you're not going to learn anything from them. Just do your own stuff. On the topic of sponsorships and talent management, let's talk a little bit about this field. Again, inside of my YouTube course, I break down how to structure a high ticket brand deal where you can actually get what you're worth in the marketplace, and also the reasons why you should avoid a talent manager and why they also approach you at 50,000 subscribers, 60,000 subscribers, and the reason why you will never ever need them. So that whole module breaks down. It'll be the course alone, watching that module will make you £5,000 minimum. That's just a fact. It'll show you how to structure a brand deal correctly, understand your value in the marketplace, and that one module alone will make you 4 to 5 grand. The rest of it will help you grow on YouTube, but that alone will help you either understand how to make deals for your own channel or even build out deals for other influencers that you might get deals for. Go, you know what, I'm not going to be a YouTuber, but I'll broker deals for these people and take 20%. So 100%, link down below in the description, go watch that. In fact, I'm going to do a special offer. You can get $200 off that course if you use the link in the video description down below, where you also sign up to Kajabi, which you can use for selling online courses that I'll talk about in a minute. So most influencers are too eager to accept and take on sponsorships. I think there's a few factors to this. One, they're insecure. So they want to be like, tell their friends, oh, I've been sponsored this week by X brand. They go, oh, really? That brand supports your content now? Because when you're a YouTuber and you're tiny, pretty much 90% of people laugh at what you're doing, don't believe in what you're doing, and think that is stupid. So as soon as you start to get big brands that want to work with you, a lot of influencers are super insecure and they want to say, oh, well, this brand works with me now, and this brand's a client, and this brand does this. So then that way they look clever and have a degree of false status within their friends. So they make a rash decision accepting sponsorships just to make themselves feel good with a bit of vanity. That's one factor. Second factor is when it comes to sponsorships, most YouTubers don't know how to monetize the audience that they have correctly with their own products, which we'll talk about soon. So they need other people's products to promote in order to make that channel profitable or lucrative, or they also don't pull enough views just to make money off of AdSense. Now, I personally made the active decision to turn down all sponsorships for a good, it was like a 12 to 18 months, I think it was. So basically from the moment my channel blew up, we went from 500,000 views a month to 16 million views per month because I'd applied the new strategy. And then we sustained that and obviously grew it over a period of a good year and a half. I turned down every single sponsorship apart from maybe one or two. I think I did one or two, but they were on TikTok, so it was unrelated and didn't impact our YouTube channel. So I turned all the sponsorships down because I believed I needed a clean set of data. So I needed to see a whole year worth of data that was uninterrupted. So if the views dropped, it was because of me or because of the timing in the market, the viewers were busy or they were back at school. So I knew what a full calendar year looked like. Whereas if I took sponsorships on, 1 minute we might pull 1 million views on a video and then 10,000 views on a video because it was an unrelated sponsor, or it just was something they weren't interested in, or they knew it was sponsored so they didn't click on it, then that would have interrupted our analytics, so I wouldn't have solid data set to now understand where my value in the market sits at certain times of the year. So I turned them all down. I also wanted to focus on the growth. I had such momentum that I didn't want to destroy that momentum. I got some advice from one of my dad's business mates. He said, what are you going to do with the money from the sponsorships? I didn't have an answer. I said, I don't know. I don't want to do buy anything at the time. He said, well, you don't need it. So he said, you're making enough money to run the business, just run the business. I was like, oh, great. Best advice I ever got, because fast forward 12 months, 18 months, when I did start to take on sponsorships, I was 3-4 times larger in the market. I now had 500,000, 400,000 subscribers, which meant I was dealing with higher quality brands. I was dealing with those brands direct because I'm one of the biggest tech influencers in the UK. And also we were getting much better deals because I now understood how to structure them. I was still doing a degree of negotiation, even with deals that I wasn't going to accept, to learn. But I now understood what my value was in the marketplace, because I also had influencer friends as well that I could speak to. I said, oh, I've been approached by such and such, what should I sort of do for this? Oh yeah, we did a deal with them, because you're more connected in that groove. So basically holding off that 12 months, I made all that money back and some, basically by not taking any of those sponsorships, making sure the channel got bigger, we got bigger deals, bigger value in the market, made it all back and some. Doesn't matter that we turned those down. So most influencers are too eager to do sponsorships because they think they look clever by doing it, and they don't actually think the audience, they don't think about the opinion of the audience. The opinion thinks, they think, oh, you're in a sponsorship, that's crap. I used to like your content when it wasn't sponsored. So, and if you do it too soon, you haven't got that strong bond with them where they'll watch the sponsored video because it is Ben Rowlands or it is their favorite influencer they watch all of the time. So that's what happens when it comes to sponsorships. And I honestly think some sponsorships are stupid. Like some integrations, you never get paid what you're worth because they only calculate the video based off of 30 days performance, instead of, the fact that it'll get 1 million views in 12 months. They know it's going to underperform in the first 30 days, so you'll get a crap fee. So you'll be disappointed and pissed off anyways, and you want to work with a brand, and it will destroy your reputation online because you disrupt your content with a crappy little ad slot. So I think there's all these things and huge mistakes that people make. Just focus on making great content. Make sure that content gets as many views as possible, and then worry about making money after that. So on to the topic of making money with a YouTube video without sponsorships, without any of this trouble. Because again, with a sponsorship, you have all the legal contracts that you got to read, and it takes you out of the mindset of growing and making a successful channel. You suddenly become a bloody lawyer reading all this stuff, and they're like 16 pages long. It's not fun. So when you make your video, this is how you can make money on YouTube from the off. Selling a digital product. Right here, you have got your digital product, your DP. Let's call it a DP. So you've got your digital product that you sell off the back of all your videos. Now, if you're making a YouTube channel that actually is of substance, it's not I have to hold my hands up here. My technology channel is not valuable. It's an entertainment channel. I entertain people about the latest products. I inform them about what products to buy, but I'm predominantly there for entertainment. You know, can this graphics card play video games at 8K? Entertainment. Nobody's buying that graphics card. Nobody's buying an 8K telly because it costs 10 grand. Nobody's buying that stuff I'm promoting in the video. So I'm just an entertainer. I'm an entertainer, and that's really what I'm doing on that tech channel, which is why it goes viral, because it's fun to watch. It's not serious. But if you're building a proper YouTube channel that has substance, you're probably going to be informing and educating people about a particular topic: guitar, arts and crafts, fashion, whatever. I can't even think of other things off my head. Business, YouTube, like you're watching right now. That means because you have info, that info has value because it's useful. So that means you can sell a digital... Getting a bit excited there. That means you can sell a digital product that monetizes that knowledge beyond just YouTube. So this video you're watching right now, I'm sharing a large amount of knowledge about the mistakes you make on YouTube. Then from there, you could go and buy my digital product where you would learn more about YouTube in a more concise manner and make more money, get more views, grow faster. Now, of course, these digital products have got huge margins in them because they are not real, i.e. they are virtual. There's no production costs or fulfillment costs within them. If you had a physical product, you'd have to store it in the warehouse, you'd have to buy the unit in, you then have to ship it out, you then have to deal with all the logistical elements of that, have staff that ship them out, etc. Whereas this means you can sell them at quite large profit margins, even if you're running them as paid adverts as well with like Google Ads. So this is a brilliant business model because if you have any form of valuable knowledge, you can package that into a 2-hour, 3-hour, 1 hour, however long you want to make it, course that breaks it all down in further depth. Like my YouTube Roadmap to Success course, about 14 modules long. It shares everything in my brain about YouTube and how to grow on YouTube. And it's insane, absolutely insane. Now the way that you sell these online courses is very easy, and it's through platforms like Kajabi and also Teachable. These are the main two I would personally use. You can also use School, which is one that Alex Hormozi owns, that business dude. But I don't think it's the best one. I think it's a little bit overhyped because he owns it. Kajabi, in my personal opinion, is the go-to all-in-one business platform for hosting and selling digital products and online courses. It has all the tools you need for the email marketing side of things. You can do all of your landing pages on there. You can host a website on there. You can host the online courses. So you don't need multiple subscriptions. With a lot of these other ones like School, you'd still need a website hosted with Squarespace. You'd still need landing pages hosted with ClickFunnels. You'd still need to use Zapier to link it all together. You'd need MailChimp to do all your email marketing. So although it's $100 per month, it would soon become about $600, $700 per month with all the additional software tools that you have to use with it. Whereas Kajabi, it has all those tools built in, plus community areas with Vibely, etc. So for anything from around $140 to $400 per month, depending on the caliber of tier that you choose, you can host everything you need in your online business, also online coaching calls, live group calls, live streams, etc. on that website. And this will allow you, even with 0 subscribers on YouTube, to start monetizing it from the off. I think I started selling online courses around a couple hundred followers on my music channel. And to my surprise, we actually sold them. And you have to bear in mind, I was like a 20-year-old kid back then, 24 now, but I was 20 years old, had terrible haircut, terrible fashion, terrible everything, complete loser. And they were still buying my online courses because I'd identified a gap in the market. I had knowledge in an expert to facilitate that, even though I was super young. And people that were like 50 years old were buying these online courses. And I thought, who on earth would buy from me as a little teenager kid? But they did. So you'd be so shocked if you are even half more presentable than even I was, and you have great knowledge, people will actually buy that product if you know how to frame it correctly and you're creating great content, which is your discoverability content on YouTube. I'll leave a link down below in the video description that will get you an extended 30-day free trial to Kajabi. This is 16 days extra that you get completely for free for using that link, and you'll also get the bonus offer that I mentioned earlier in this video. As soon as you sign up to that free trial, you'll then receive an email that will give you a $200 discount on the YouTube Roadmap to Success. So you have all the tools you need to make money online. You'll know how you'll have the software to build your online course website and host your online courses, and then you'll also have all of the knowledge and information to build a successful YouTube channel that will get views and traction on your videos that will then funnel people over to this website. It's the perfect combination. It's all linked down below. Just literally sign up for Kajabi and you'll receive an email with all the other bits of information. If you're interested in learning more about selling online courses, you should check out this video next for further detail about the easiest way to sell your first online course, and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this.